it's rather simple. You're going to pick one of 4 skills. So you start play by just picking either Mariner, Soldier, Scout, or Scholar. And you can use your character sheet that I've included with Roll20, or you can just keep track of this on the side. If you choose Mariner, you will also have affinity with Thief, Berserker, Armsman, and Headman. So as a Mariner, you sort of are on your way to becoming a Thief or an Armsman or a Headman or a Berserker. You're not quite there yet. Same goes for Soldier. If you become a Soldier, you get affinity with Berserker, Tactician, and Duelist. As a Scout, you have affinity with Duelist, Champion Spy, and Scholar with Conjurer, Sorcerer, and Ascetic. Now, what is affinity? Affinity is your roll goes up by 2. It's that simple. So you have all of the features as a Mariner and a Thief, except if you do any thiefly acts, it's going to be a roll 2 higher. Now, because I'm going to assume we're going to have 6 characters, 6 players. And if we do have 6 players, I can look in the game. And what is the task? Our task resolution with 6 players is going to be a 9. If we get a 7th player by any chance, I think it would only be a 9 with 5. If we get a 7th player, we would go up to 10. But with 5 players, maybe 6 with Greg, we're going to need to roll 2 dice for a 9. So if I tell you to roll something based on, for instance, Scout, it would be 2 dice for a 9. If you decide that you're going to do, let me open my chart again. If you're going to do a Duelist instead, that would need affinity, and you would need a roll in that case of 11. So rolls of 9 is what we're going to look at. That's the baseline.
So I'm sorry to repeat that back. If you're Mariner,
Sure.
Then you're also a near Thief, right, or Thief adjacent.
Yes, that is correct.
Affinity for it, but you don't have it to Berserker, right? Because it's more than half. That's
no, you do.
Or you
Yeah,
have that
anything
one as well.
that's connected by a line. You can even do Armsman and Headman of the Specialist as a Mariner. As a Sorcerer, I should say as a Scholar, you are also doing Conjurer and Sorcerer. Now, you're going to find that the Specialists are going to be not as valuable in this play because I've predominantly made the adventure very easy. You may end up rolling those, but you're not going to find they're going to be any better than having the Duelist, the Berserker, and the Spy. But we'll get into the game mechanics in just a second. So the other thing you're going to roll is you're going to roll a half D8, and those are going to be your glory pips. I believe my character, if I was playing, had 3 glory pips. Let me take a look. Yes, I had 3 glory pips. So I picked, for instance, Mariner. I won't be playing with you today. I'll just let you guys run through it. And I would pick up Armsman, Berserker, Headman, and Thief as with affinity, and I had 3 glory pips. Now, what are glory pips? Glory pips will be pips to the die roll. So if I roll 2 dice and get a 7, and I need a 9 to be successful, I could throw 2 glory pips in there and be successful. What is glory pips really used for? Well, they're not a make roll, but what they can also do is every time you roll dice and get doubles, and you fail that roll, you're going to suffer harm. If you throw a glory point into it, it will change your snake eyes to a 3, and there is no harm. It'll change your double 2s to a 5, and there will be no harm. Now, occasionally when you're unnerved, anytime you roll doubles, even on success, you'll suffer harm. Harm is the only way you're going to take wounds, such as bruise cuts, bleeders, vicious, or spirits. Typical overflow, you can take 2 bruise cuts, it'll overflow to a bleeder. The bleeders overflow to vicious, the vicious overflow to spirit. If the battle concludes, your wounds in bruise cut go away. You also, on the character sheet, I got listed here the 6 laws, natural laws that you violate to do magic. And the first time you do magic, it should be on first acts, and you should record the fact that, I have finally broken Law 3 successfully, and then I can move from there. Until you break the laws successfully with at least a first act, get those into the game as soon as you can, then you can go on to do greater magic. Every character in the game, whether it's a Mariner, a Scout, a Soldier, or the scholar can do magic. Now, just because the scholar is a sorcerer and a conjurer, those are skills. The conjurer, for instance, is an affinity with the jinns, the elemental magics, and sorcerer, I believe, is a contempt for human life that will allow you to deal with the supernatural to a higher degree. Those are defined in the actual game. If you do an action that is sorcerer, for instance, you're doing it either as a skill or you can perform magic even without the sorcerer skill, even without the scholar skill. Is that clear for everyone? Tony, do I have you in the game yet or in Skype yet?
Yep, I'm listening.
Terrific. Thank you. You're going to pick one skill, mariner, soldier, scout, or scholar, and start. If you guys are going to if you guys are going to fall down to archetypes, we probably should have one scout, one soldier, one mariner, and one scholar. What are you playing, Fred? Are you there, Fred? Can you hear me?
Chat, I put scout already.
Wow, you are soft, Fred. You need to bring that mic right to your mouth, I think.
It's almost like, Fred, your mic is it's coming out of your laptop rather than your headset or whatever you're.
Conrad, what character are you playing?
I took a mariner.
A mariner, that's fine. And Rusty, what character are you playing?
I think Fred said he was going to be a scout, in which case
we need a scholar. We need a soldier.
I'll take a scholar, and but if he's not a scout, I'll take a scout.
Well, we got 3 scouts. That can be good. That's probably not good, because if I tell you you need to make.
I said I would be a scholar if Fred was a scout or somebody else was a scout.
If we need a spy, we got plenty of spies. We need a champion. You got several champions, but if we need a scholar or we need a soldier, those will not be in play if we don't have them. So Tony is the scout, I guess, for the party, and then Fred will have to decide. Rusty, you'll have to decide. You might be happier as a scholar, Rusty. It may suit your temperament a little bit, but who am I to judge? Now, we're going to start in Glasgow, and we're going to fight an entry battle. That's very common for us to do. If you guys pan down all the way to the bottom of your Roll20, you're going to see Skills in Play Tracker. This is how we keep track of what's going on. Now, let's fight 4 goblins. Now, normally 4 goblins would come in, and everyone would be picking up their D20s. We're not going to do that here. What you're going to do is you're going to roll based on your skills. What I mean by that is I'm going to start with Rusty. And Rusty, have you decided on what character you're playing?
Yeah, can't you hear me?
I can hear you.
Go ahead and tell me again.
Scholar.
Scholar. So Rusty, give me 2 dice and roll me a 9 to put scholar into play. Rusty put scholar into play. Now note I'm going to cross that across. Now, Rusty, you could immediately do magic, and on a roll of a 9, you can do a first act of magic that would put another professional skill in play. For instance, you could put duelist in play, or you could put spy in play. You don't need to do magic at this moment, but you can if you wish. If you get 2 professional skills in play, you can spend them to kill 1 opponent that's mortal. Do you follow? So you're halfway to killing one of the 4 goblins. Did you want to do magic? Or would you like to roll your ascetic roll? Ascetic roll.
So I thought that if I did magic, I could pick ascetic. Or did you just not say that? Okay, so what?
Your choices at this moment are, I'm done, I put scholar into play, or you may roll conjurer. I don't see much use for it, but you could roll ascetic and put that into play, and then you'll have 2 professional skills, and by taking them both, you can kill a goblin. Did you want to try to roll another 9?
I'll try and roll another 9, of course.
As long as it's not doubles.
This is the new lucky Rusty.
Woohoo!
now the new lucky Rusty has rolled his 9 and has now put ascetic into play. Now, Rusty, you can immediately cash those in, so to speak, and by playing ascetic and scholar, you can create a easy combat action that can kill one mortal enemy. Do you wish to do so?
Yes.
Okay, now comes the tough part of freestyle play. What happened? How did you kill this opponent, Rusty?
Oh, well.
You may make anything up.
Well, these are goblins, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, goblins, they really don't like bright lights, and so I blinded the goblin with my scholarly.
Your scholar and your ascetic, because you, as an ascetic, can easily tolerate bright light. Perfect description. That's exactly what happens. And the goblins, plus, if you wish, as myself as the game master, I can be taking notes, and now I know goblins are shy to light. That's not a given in the campaign, but now it is, because Rusty has established that as part of our lore. I move over to Conrad. Unless, Rusty, you wish to make one more roll, this time as magic, and try to put, for instance, duelist into play, or berserker into play, or thief into play.
I noticed that your skills tracker has been cleared.
Yeah,
yes.
Rusty used the skills, right?
Yes, Rusty put 2 skills in play and used 2 skills in play, and then described why those skills allowed him to slay or drive off one goblin.
And he used his ascetic skill, which was or ascetic skill rather, which was
yes, that's like the holy man.
Okay, but which is in the affinity 4, right? So should that not have been an 11, or is it?
Interesting. Yes, you're right. Since it is an affinity, we're playing a little catch up. I'm gonna cut him some slack right now, because we're all learning the rules and everything can come out in post. We're going to allow Rusty to kill that one goblin with his description. But you're right, because it was an ascetic, the roll should have been an 11, not a 9.
Yep, and then he didn't have to roll to. He did not have to roll to kill the goblin. He just rolled to get the skills in place.
Once the skills are in play, he can leave the skills in play, and somebody else can finish the maneuver.
So obviously, it's better for us to get our primary skill in first, because then it's a slightly lower roll as well.
Correct. And if you miss your primary skill, for want of a better term, you can always
clear the skills. Can he put the primary skill back? Can he roll that one again? In other words, since he cleared
be the first to
scholar, can he roll scholar again? Right?
He cannot, because he rolled it this turn. He's already made one attempt with it.
But he couldn't use ascetic either, or ascetic. He'd have to use another one of the.
He's already tried ascetic and scholar. He could try conjurer and sorcerer, but as I said, I don't think those are going to help him that much.
Okay. Sounds good. There's Michael.
Okay. Playing a little catch up, Mike. You need to just pick mariner, soldier, scout, or scholar.
We got enough people, so I assume everyone.
We don't have a soldier.
I'll be a soldier.
Play more.
I'll be a soldier.
Sounds good. Now, Mike, you also are allowed to do berserker, duelist, or tactician by affinity. And the roll is a 9 for soldier, and it's 11 for berserker, duelist, or tactician.
Okay.
You're up to speed. Give me a half D8 or a D4, Mike, and write that down as glory pips, and we'll explain those as we move along.
Those are the things that I can use to modify
the die roll.
My dice. I've got 3.
Yep.
Do we have a handout anywhere, or do I need to open a quick little doc?
You probably have a character. It may not be assigned to you. Let me see if I got a mic here. And let me open it up.
It's
and
under
edit
journal.
it. And it should be all players, Mike. So you should be able to open that character mic, and you can do whatever you want with it. Let me know if that's not the case. And over to Conrad. Conrad, please.
Obviously,
give me,
near thief was the easier roll, so I'm going to attempt to. I'm sorry, Mariner's the easy.
Absolutely.
Mariner's the easy roll. 2 dice looking for the 9, and I failed.
You failed, but you didn't fail with double, so no harm. And would you like to try to put thief and berserker in play on 11?
I'm going to try for armsman. So I'm 2 dice for the armsman. It is
before you do that now, the armsman is not going to be as useful, because armsman will not combine with scholar to kill mortal foes. Armsman would combine with
Berserker gets
Correct.
closer to. Okay, so let's do it. The Berserker.
Yes.
2 dice looking for the 11. There's the 11. So Berserker came into play.
Berserker is now in play. Yep. And
then
Thief. If you make a roll of 11, you'll
third
kill a
attempt
goblin with those two.
Is not successful. But Berserker's on the board.
Berserker's on the board. I'm going to go over to Fred. Fred, you were playing a scout. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Fred, give me 2 dice for a 9
Let's
to put
see here.
scout in play.
Yeah. Okay.
Fred, you may combine your
Scout's on the board.
You may combine your scout with Berserker and kill a goblin. Do you wish to do so?
Okay, that is possible. Sure, I'll do.
Tell me, how did
Was it
Scout
2
and
dice
Berserker come together to
for-
kill the goblin, Fred? What happened?
I hate them. I don't like them from long ago, and they just. I see them, I just get all crazy.
Okay.
And they've been beating up on Rusty, right?
You went to defend your friends, and you killed one of the goblins that was attacking the village of Glasgow.
Yes,
That is
evil goblins,
fine.
right, so.
Old
Now,
now.
As a
Oh,
So,
scout,
2 dice?
no, he's already made it. They were already in play. Now, Fred, you may roll 2 dice for an 11 with affinity and put duelist in play if you wish. You only suffer harm if you roll doubles and fail. Nope, didn't come in play. How about spy, Fred? With affinity, needing a roll of an 11.
Not this time.
2 dice. Did you roll me another 2 dice there, Fred?
So he
yeah,
rolled the 10
7 and 1.
originally, right? He rolled
Fred,
the
the
10.
10, I believe, got the scout in play, and then you used the scout and the berserker to kill a goblin. Then you attempted to put your duelist in play and missed, and try to put your spy in play. 2 dice, looking for an 11.
Oh, okay. So, 2 more.
There you go.
And he rolled the doubles on the original attack, but it was
Does that
success.
kill one of them?
And the double 5 was a success. It's only doubles
So it
that
does,
fail.
yeah, so no harm for that.
Caused
right?
the harm. Yeah,
Yep.
Unless other bad things happen, but so far not. Now, Fred, there is 1 spy in play. You can pass that over to Tony, and Tony will take his rolls. Or you could use magic. On a roll of a 9, you could, for instance, put Scout back in play and kill another goblin. Did you wish to try to roll a 9? Failing with doubles with magic is muy bad. Go ahead, Fred.
Who's rolling this, me or Tony?
Oh, you. I'm asking if you would like to use magic, Fred. And Fred, you did not succeed at magic. You are still a neophyte who does not know what he's doing with magic. And I go on to Tony. Tony, what is your primary skill?
I'm a scout.
Okay. Let's put that in play on a roll of 9.
Roll a 9, okay. And why aren't they there? It's at the click in bar. Right. Sorry. So you're not my macros. Okay. I have failed to bring in scout.
You failed to bring in scout? It's not doubles. And how about spy? It's already in play. How about duelist?
Duelist, which would mean I'd have to be a roll of an 11?
Correct.
Okay. So what is the, just because I'm a little bit confused, affinity, because it's next to it or connected by a line.
So you are
There's
level
no benefit?
1. You are level 1, and you get to pick one of the 4 skills to start play in the campaign.
Yep, absolutely.
Any skill that connects to one that you already have selected is affinity. So when you get to level 4 and go Scout, Champion, Rogue, Courtier, you will also have affinity with Wizard and Alchemist and Warlord, if you follow that.
Okay.
So,
yep,
so you keep building affinities. Your affinities don't go away as you level up.
Your affinities are always what connects to a skill that you have.
Okay.
Okay, let me move to Tony. Tony, you can roll an 11 on 2 dice and put a duelist in play. That would allow you to kill another goblin.
Let's see if that'll work. I have done so. There you go.
Would you like to spend duelist and spy and kill a goblin?
Yes, why not?
Okay. How did duelist and spy come together to kill the goblin?
So mainly it's the spy sneaking around, going through the back, and then stabbing him very accurately, as a duelist would, right through the heart to kill him.
Direct blow from the rear into the heart. Sounds good. Wasn't protected by his armor. Wasn't protected by his helm. Goblin's heart, I assume, is still in this body cavity. Tony, you could put champion in play, but at this point, I'm telling you, it's not going to add anything to the thing into the game. And you probably should not try that roll. However, you may try on a roll of 9 to use magic and put any professional skill into play.
So a question for you. So when you say champion is not going to help us at that point, is because it's at a different level, essentially?
Correct. If you let me show you that really quick, since we're now, if I go into the tactics here, and I'm going to open up the tactics by skill table. I hit the show to all. Hopefully you all saw that. Now, when I open that up big so that I can see it, champion, when you look at those lists, the champion can be used for an advanced action of 9 if it's combined with ascetic and berserker, and that would cause a demon to become mortal. But there is no demon in this battle, so right now that's not going to help us. If the champion was used with headman and mystic, you could again put a demon mortal for a d4 turns. The champion, scout, and any specialist could do ingenious tactics, and the whole group could get +1 to their dice rolls for a d4 turns. So maybe we do want to put the champion in play, and then somebody else make a scout roll, and then somebody else make any specialist roll, and somebody then can cash that to get your battle cry for the group, if you follow this list that I've opened up for you all.
I see. I think I got that. Yes. So then my question is,
sure,
that as we, if I were to bring in champion, how long does it last? Is it only that one battle, or will this last until?
It's definitely the one battle, but it will stay on the board in play until somebody uses it or until a mishap takes it off.
Now, do we have a handout that's showing the current? Do we have a skill tracker showing what's in play?
Right down on the bottom of your roll 20.
Okay.
Scroll, man.
Well, then I'm going to try to bring it in there just to leave.
Go ahead.
And I have succeeded. There you go.
We now have champion in play. If we can combine that with scout and any other specialist, you guys will get the battle cry. Tony, the option for magic is still available to you. You can put any professional skill in play as a first act on a roll of a 9. And it's also good to get maybe that law 1 broken first act for somebody in the game. Can you roll a 9, sir?
Okay. So, probably. So, but I do have a question, though. Since I was a scout and scout was already in there from Fred, can I just roll my standard 9 to try to bring scout back in?
Have you rolled scout yet? I thought you tried that.
I have not. No, I did not roll scout because that was one that Fred
because
was nice
scout has been used. You most definitely can. You may roll every skill or affinity that you have. 2 dice for a 9, please.
Nope.
I'm not so much a scout, are we?
I sometimes get caught. Okay, I will stop. I'm not going to use magic. I will pass it on to the next person.
I go over to Greg. Remind me, I need to catch up on you, Mike. You should have gone between Conrad and Fred. Greg, what would you like to do, sir?
Is Greg on? I don't think he's on.
We don't have a Greg.
No, there's no Greg.
How about if I can pass back to Mike? Mike, what would you like to do, sir? How about start with your soldier?
Definitely going to start with my soldier. I'm sorry, I was kind of skimming the list to see what I could, trying to skim the easy list to see what I could do.
Let's walk before we can crawl.
Let's do my soldier for a 9.
There you go.
And let's do my tactician for a 10.
Okay.
Right?
10 or 11.
Does me no good.
11, Mike. It's affinity.
Just
right.
11.
Tactician does me no good because that's
Mike,
an advanced skill.
if you make duelist on an 11, you can cash Soldier and Duelist and kill the last goblin.
Yep. Let's try Duelist for an 11.
There you go.
Let's try Berserker for an 11 just to get it
Yes.
to play. That is
a no.
No.
And did you want to use a Glory Pip and make it an 11? You can. They also can be used to cancel harm or save to do magic better. What would you like to do, Mike? Would you like to pass and we'll go back to Rusty? There's no harm yet.
I'm going to use magic. What were we trying to get into play to kill that?
You need a 9. A 9 to create like Berserker in play with a breaking of law 1.
All right, with a breaking of law 1, and I just need
an Sunder the Universe here right at the beginning of the
game.
There
it is.
Mike, would you like to
see what that was the magic law 1, just a little bit of a force boost because my Berserker missed by 1, so I used magic to Glory Pip instead. I just used a little bit of magic to boost that sword up as I cleave the goblin in twain.
Excellent. You're going to cash the Berserker and you're going to cash the Soldier.
Yep.
And the last goblin is eliminated from play. The battle is over. I erase the champion. It does not go into the next battle. I'm going to close my progression path here. I can always open up later. And let me go into what is happening in Glasgow. So we fought our 4 goblins.
No Glory Pips for winning the fight, or
nope.
No ignobles to beg for.
If we were playing with the achievements, we could be checking those. But right now we're just going to go one. If you can complete this one quest, then you'll go up a level.
Okay.
All right, we have completed our goblin fight, and now the goblins were openly attacking in daylight. That's strange. Among the dead are even wolf riders and a few misshapen enchanters. One of the goblins you killed had a mimic charm. All the user needs to do is proclaim a +1 bonus in the shape. Mike, you were the last to complete an action in the game, so I'm going to give you the mimic charm. You just need to proclaim a +1 bonus in a shape while using that. For instance, I want +1 soldier in spear form. And then if you make a tasking roll, the object forms into that object. The object forms into and grants the bonus for the short period of time. The charm may create a skill the user does not know, but only for a bonus, not for an actual skill. So you cannot use the mimic charm to say, I am now a wizard. But you can say, I am +1 in Scout with my Mimic Charm.
Okay, now, and the Mimic, by tasking roll, you mean that's the base roll +2?
Nope. The task roll is a 9, a 9, and 9.
Okay.
If you ever fail that task roll, the Mimic Charm is gone.
All right.
So, Mike, you have a Mimic Charm. I will remind you that you have that. Now, the city of Glasgow is a magic null where most of the mana has been exhausted. Most incantations will outright fail within the city. The mayor, Lord Peterson, wants you to recover the Glasgow Orb, stolen by the goblins from the town's fountain. It purifies the water. The hobgoblin Bund wants 70 chests of silver for its return. Lord Peterson hands each of the player a D8 silver coins. Go ahead and roll that if you would. A good sum, maybe lodging and a meal each day for as many months. Now, go to Doom Hall, enter and find Dead Heart Rock. There you'll find our town's orb. Beware the hobgoblin Bund, leader of the goblins. He may be beyond your abilities to slay. Bund will not, as a filthy monster, keep the object near himself. You may be able to sneak about, take the orb as the villain slumbers on his menacing throne, a pile of bones. Now, a local priestess offers the following as you leave on your quest. In the chat, 2 hours of play, I should say 2 hours plus a day plus a week equals in months the toes on your right foot. And with that, she sort of vanishes as a heavenly sentinel. And any of the players may simply grimace at the woman, and she's gone. Now, we're over here on this campaign map. It's a very brief one that I generated from a site, the Itch site. And you can head up to the hamlet and see what's going on there. You can head over to the gap between the two peaks. You could head down to the Nun Ferry. You could try to scale the mountains. I will start with Rusty. Rusty, what would you like to do, sir? as party leader for the moment.
Let's see. Relinquish my throne. No, I'm going to go to the Nun Ferry.
We're going to go all the way down to the Nun's Ferry. Okay. Did everyone roll their die 8 coins?
Yep.
Okay. The Nun's Ferry. All right. The ferry is run by a Legion cohort.
D8?
For coins, yes. The ferry is run by a Legion cohort, many formidable men in well-maintained armor. Some of these may even be great or employ magic. The price to use the ferry is all of the coins you were just given. The garrison knows who you are and that you are going to the Doom Halls. There be riches there aplenty for foolhardy folk such as Yeehaw. Now you can refuse and go another way. You dare not attack the ferrymen, but certainly we could all start new characters and begin again. The ferrymen across the river Styx are armored by the plot. All right. So, did you want to each pay all the coins you were just given to go into G, the South Wasteland, or did you want to realize that maybe Rusty was not the person to lead the party fresh out of the gate and go back to A or go to the Hamlet? Take a vote on it. Conrad, do you want to pay all your coins?
I rolled an 8, so of course I don't. But for those that rolled a 1.
Mike, did you want to pay all your coins?
I rolled a 1. I'll pay my coin.
Okay. And Fred, did you want to pay your coins?
Fred looks like you rolled a 5.
Tony, did you want to pay your coins?
Oh.
I rolled a 5, so not really.
And that would put us at only one vote and one abstention. Rusty, did you want to pay your coins?
Absolutely not.
All right, Conrad, where does the party want to go? You cannot get across the river by the Nuns.
I thought the nuns would be generous and let us go across.
Well, the Nuns Ferry is not run by nuns.
Let's go up to the gap of the 2 peaks.
It's misnamed.
Not when it was originally built, let's say. Now, the mountains here are too tall to climb. It would be too easy to get injured and lose your way finding places to scale. There is a gap, but at certain times of the year, it is closed. The very mountains shift. The landmark is hard to find. Each player must demonstrate one of the following skills. Can you guess what skills I have in this entry-level adventure? Mariner, soldier, scout, or scholar. Fail and choice to lose a specialist affinity for the remainder of the adventure or suffer unnerved, which means that all harms would be double. I will start with Conrad. Conrad, display either mariner, soldier, scout, or scholar and justify how you find the gap in the 2 peaks. And then roll me a dice of 9.
Mariner using the stars as a mariner would.
Okay.
And I failed.
Mariner does not work. Let's go to Mike. Mike, how do you find the gap as a soldier?
How do I find the gap as a soldier?
Yep.
I'm more of a soldier than an engineer, but I've watched those guys work. And you learn things by watching.
2 dice for a 9. Mike has found the gap and definitely saved all your coins. I'm going to grab the party and move them over to here, to B. If it seems like I'm speeding you along, it's just because we're playing a short. It is a short session and a short scenario. Trust me. Now, in the Wraith Flats, you can see you are being followed by a rider, a tall one, on an even taller mount. It may be a giraffe. Has anyone seen one? Fred, have you ever seen a giraffe? Your character? Don't answer that, Fred.
No, I've never seen a giraffe.
You can hug the hills and avoid the strong sense of dread coming from the Vale, but that means the rider stays with you. Or you can cross the Vale straight away, a path no mortal would dare follow. Did you want to go into the middle of the Vale? Fred, it's your choice to decide for the party, or hug the mountains down to D. Straight across the Vale and lose the rider, hug the mountains down to D.
I think we should hug the mountains.
A splendid choice.
So the rider stayed with us.
The rider is still with you. Okay, the Mist Forest. It's very easy to become lost here. How is your orienteering? Tony, you need to break up into pairs and at most have one person be the odd member. I think we have 5 players at this time. Let me take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So we need one group of 2 and one group of 3, Tony. And you probably should try to get complementary skills, not like alike skills. So who will be in the group of 2?
It will be Fred and Conrad.
Fred and Conrad. All right. Fred and Conrad, you need to avoid.
I think it would, if you want complimentary, right? We want a soldier and a mariner. I'm the mariner.
Fred is a scout, isn't he? So a scout and a mariner would be okay.
Mike. Okay.
Yeah. Now, what we need to do is we'll need to make rolls, and each subgroup is given a random easy action, and you're going to complete the skills to survive. Now, a random easy action, if I can go into my game mechanics really quick, we can open up easy actions. I'm going to share that with the group. And Conrad, here comes your easy action that the fates have said that you must resolve. It is number 13.
Oh,
between the two of you,
the lucky 13.
Yes. Between Fred and Conrad, you need to make a scout and a thief. Now, don't worry about the tactical result because I'm not running a tactical game here. You're going to do something to the equivalent of effective spurning. Maybe there's a log in the way that you guys need to kick. Maybe it's the fact that you just need to kick Fred, or Fred needs to kick you in order to get you moving into the gloom. That will be up to you to decide. But first, Fred, you can make a scout roll on a 9, but Conrad, you'll need to make a thief roll on an 11. So try your scout roll on a 9, Fred.
Yeah, I'm just going to try that real quick. I'm going to try to pick the guy's pockets or something.
No, you're not going to do it. You're doing the scout, not the thief, Fred. You're going to find a path. It's Conrad that's going to go forward and reconnoiter the path, I would assume. Now, Conrad, you need to make an 11 of your mariner's thief with affinity, and you guys are past the obstacle and out of the mist forest.
I failed.
Now, you failed. On a roll of a 9, you can use magic and mimic the thief, Conrad, and that's a law 1 break.
The deal here.
And it'd be nice to check the law 1 break for you. Did you wish to try the 9? You got glory.
Sure, 9 it is.
9 it is.
Woo! 16, baby.
Wow. Now, a doubles, but success. So we're not going to count that. And you guys have moved across into E.
I used my thief skills to sneak through the gap as opposed to pickpocket someone like a real thief would do.
And now my group of Rusty and Tony and Mike. Here comes your black spot roll of an 11. You guys will need to do scout and a choice of any profession to get past a contrived lull. All right? So let's start with Mike. Mike, you are a soldier. Let's do a choice of profession. Soldier is a profession. Give me a roll of a 9, Mike.
Nope.
Oh, and a fail.
No.
That is a fail with double, Mike. So you're going to mark our first bleeder of the game.
No, I'm going to use a glory
pip. Use a pip.
Yes, you may use your glory pip and make that a 7. That is correct, Mike. Thank you very much. And I go over to Tony. Tony, can you make a scout roll? Are you a scout?
I am a scout. I don't think I can make it, but yeah, I'll try.
Give me a 9 on 2 dice.
I've just
7.
No, of course not.
Not yet. And Rusty, it's coming down to you for the moment. You are a scholar. Can you please?
Scholar.
Can you start by rolling 2 dice for the scholar to figure out the woods from old charts? Okay, so Rusty. Now we have the scholar. Would you like to do magic in order to create the abilities of a scout as you move through the forest and get the group out of this?
Point of order. Do we have the option for Mike to use his talisman to increase his number from a 7 to an 8 now?
Mike could use the talisman,
but I need a 9 to succeed. So it's
then use another glory pip to get you to 9.
He went for 7, and then hold on to the lump.
We'll
get back to that just for a
Conrad,
second.
Rather than make a roll of a 9 to add 1 to an 8, and then a glory pip to get to a 9, I'd rather just roll magic for a 9.
Yes, he can roll first acts of magic for a 9 is what I was getting at. Let's start with Rusty as an option, though. Rusty, would you like to try the roll of a 9 with magic or pass to Mike?
No, I'll try it.
2 dice. That looks like a 9 to me.
It's a 9.
Holy moly! What is going on here?
Space-time, right?
If we were checking achievements, Rusty certainly would do something here. He has successfully led both the Berserker, Mike, and the Scout, Tony, past the Mistwoods and into the Doomhall Swamp.
Do I get a law of first past axe or something?
Yes, correct. You may check Law 1, and you've done first axe. That means you can do all the way up to Overkill with Law 1. You would be comfortable trying at this moment because you have proven. Give us an example. What did you do with your force action, Rusty? Did you bridge a short mire? Did you keep somebody from falling into a pit? Did you remove a log out of the way? How did you use your first act of breaking Law 1, the force law?
I flew up over the trees to see the way through.
Perfect. Thank you. And so, why can't you do that, guys? All right, so here are we going back to this. The Doomhole Swamp, we need to avoid the goblin patrols. We need 3 random easy acts as a group. Now, any groups fail causes encounter harm, which would be a bleeder if we need to. In the end, the goblins were less a problem than where you had to tread through muck, quicksand, water snakes into the doom halls. Your pack mule, by the way, is the first to drown, along with all your backup supplies. It just gives me a moment to note that in freestyle play, Conrad's Fantasy, you do not need to list all of your equipment before you go in. You can assume you have a modest list. You can assume you have a great list. The referee will decide, the GM will decide when these rolls need to be made. Now, back to this. Let me open those easy tasks again. And you notice that easy tasks are only going to use professional skills. They're not going to use your tactician, your headman, or your sorcerer. Now, here comes the first of 3 acts. And I'm going to start with, was it Tony? I'm going to go back to Rusty. Rusty, here are the first of 3 acts. 5. You guys need ascetic and soldier. So who is the person that can make the ascetic roll, Rusty?
That would be me. With
11. 9.
No, I need 11 for ascetic.
11, correct. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see. Oh,
what is
it's
going
all
on here?
Conrad showing me how to do the macro.
It is impossible. Thank you, Rusty. The ascetic roll has been made. Now, Rusty, you have 1 dedicated soldier in Mike. Would you like to order Mike to make his soldier roll to get you through the swamps?
Oh, I won't order him, but I'll suggest he do it.
Okay, Mike, let's get us through the swamps. Lead the way and keep a weather eye out for goblins. 2 dice for a 9. This game is going faster than I anticipated. No, this is about how I anticipated it, because I said you need 3 of these rolls, not just 1. So that is the first of 3. You have 2 more. And here comes my next roll. Conrad, you realize that the group needs some sort of battle cry, probably a suppression of battle cry to understand what the goblins are crying out. It's Berserker and Scout. Can you do either of the Berserker or Scout rolls?
I can do the Berserker, but it's at an 11, of course.
Okay. Well, why don't you try?
A 7 is not 11.
7 is not 11. Who else can do Berserker?
I can do Berserker at 11.
Okay, Mike.
I think I'll just go ahead and burn a glory pip to make that an 11.
We have the Berserker. And I go on then to Conrad. Who can do a Scout roll for you, Conrad?
Fred's a Scout, right?
I think Fred and Tony are Scouts.
I could.
So let's let Fred attempt first, since he's going to miss it. Then Tony can, save the day.
Are you kidding? Fred's going to make it the first time. No problem.
Oh,
see,
so
he totally missed.
Now, Fred, you missed that only by 1. If you add a glory pip here, I don't know how many you have, you would then make that a 9, and you would be successful, and we will have cat. Did you wish to use a glory pip, Fred?
I think so.
Once more for me, yes or no?
No, I'm not wasting.
No. You guys are so afraid that I'm going to hurt you. Tony, give me a 9.
It's not
2 dice
you,
to
it's the
Scout
dice.
to pass this obstacle.
A 12. There you go.
I told you
All right,
Tony
we're
was going to
past
make
the
it.
second obstacle. Good choice, Fred. You didn't need to use it. And here comes my next one, 8, and we're going to use Mike. Mike, There's a concentration that's needed ahead. That's duelist and soldier.
Well, you know who's a soldier.
Fail those other rolls.
That'd be me.
Give me that roll of a 9.
That'd also be me, but I'm going to do soldier first.
And who can do the duelist, Mike?
I have a
besides me,
affinity, Mike.
There's probably a couple of soldier duelists.
I'm sorry,
in the group,
I know. I take it back.
Why don't you try first, Mike? On a roll of an 11.
Is there anybody? All right, why not?
It's your soldiers and your scouts.
I don't want to hog all the glory.
And affinity with Conrad as well. Go ahead, Conrad.
No. I'm sorry. I'm a mariner. I do not have affinity for that.
No, it's the 2 scouts that can do it.
It's the 2 scouts. So we're back to we're back to
Fred, who's going to get close, but he's not going to quite make it.
he's going to just going to be every.
Oh, close.
Why did you predict that? Yes, he's just going to miss it.
Make it.
And Tony, this would give us our third.
Now I'll use the pip.
Nope. Tony has actually that was just a scout roll. No, it was a duelist. It's an 11,
right? Yeah, it's 11.
All right, you guys are going to end up failing this.
Oh yeah, I'll just use one.
Well, no. Now it's time. Now it's time to do magic.
Do an 11.
Now it's time to do magic. Who will do magic for the group? But to start with, Mike.
I will do magic to start with for the group, and
you should test Rusty's magic ability.
Give me an 11.
He's on fire tonight. He's in fuego.
First I'm gonna and I'm doing Law 2. This is fixed identity. No, I'm gonna use fixed identity thing because what I'm doing is I'm changing my soldier spear into a sword because duelists use swords, not spears. I just had the wrong weapon.
And forgive me, my wife has come in and told me that John Morgan's on the phone. I almost wish I could take that call, but I had to blow him off. So Madman Morgan, the first referee that ever taught me how to role play. But I'm
tell him to get Skype and get online with us already. For God's
sake. Did you make your role, Mike? Thank you for the explanation. Hopefully Skype has recorded all that. But go ahead.
I haven't made the roll yet. I can't use the mimic talisman to enhance magic. It's got to be a skill, right?
That is correct.
Okay, just doing my straight 11. Ooh, boy, it's not worth it.
No, Mike, it's magic. You just need a 9.
Oh, well then,
so you have done force. You have broken law 1 again, and
no, I've broken law 2. I have broken law 2 and changed my spear into a sword. I've changed the fixed.
I will allow you because you're familiar with Conrad's fantasy. Otherwise, I was going to restrict all of these to law 1s only. But yes, go ahead and check the fact that you've done first acts in law 2.
I've got the list of the laws of magic open on my tablet right here.
All right. Well, that was fun. You guys reached the halls. Who would have thought? Let me get the party moved over to the doomed halls, and I hope.
If Rusty's going to roll like he's rolling,
let me look at this first to make sure that yes, I think I have the fog on. You tell me otherwise if the fog is not on. Right at the top here, I have this players enter, which is really nice, and the doomed halls. All right. Outside the entrance, you meet the Arcane One. He was the man that was coming with the on the giraffe. He's a rather impressive man, 8 foot tall, 7 inches, and with a long beard to his knees. A tall hat brings his height to an even 10. And his face, it has no nose. He's not proud of that mishap, but he still has all his teeth. He rides up on his giraffe, proclaiming he knows the group's quest. He looks at the leader, screw-eyed. That would be, for the moment, Fred.
I know the just quest.
And says, you rabble will never make it past the traps. He takes a long puff on his pipe. The smell is wacky. He makes the last comment. If you do cross that, it will be because 1 hour plus 2 days plus 1 week equals the number of months on fingers of your left hand.
I only have 5 fingers on my left hand, not 10.
1 hour plus 2 days plus 1 week equals the number of months on fingers of your left hand. And that joins the first clue. I don't know if you remember that clue. I'll list it here.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Toes on your right foot.
You wrote it down? Then we'll leave it at that. He waves a dismissive goodbye and vanishes in a puff of minty fresh vapor. Could be a heavenly sentinel or a spy of the hobgoblin Bund.
The nose knows.
The nose knows.
There's both clues.
Now, when he's gone, Fred, there's a small can labeled pixie dust that's left behind. Fred picks up the small can of pixie dust.
Tony, pick it up.
And
it's a thief thing.
A small can labeled pixie dust is left behind. The charm material can cancel one bad roll of magic and allow a second attempt. Use once and only once on first acts at safe violation. So you have a mulligan when it comes to casting a spell, Fred. All right. We have reached the Halls of Doom. We need to cross the Halls of Doom and reach the Dark Heart Rock. Everyone on the same page with me? Yep. I know you've done this with me in the past, and none of you like this. Fred, would you please move the party into the dark, down one of the two corridors that you can see?
And this is the party.
Fred's going to find every spider in Australia.
Don't find every spider in Australia. Like you see where you're at, Fred? You just sort of flew across the map, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about this over here.
No.
You're talking about this over here.
You can't see that? Yeah, you can't.
Talking about these two things over here.
There you go.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea, though, going around the outside. I'm not opposed to that.
And how about that, Fred? You want to continue down that same?
I was like, that looks like a hallway to me.
That's what you're trying to avoid. Go ahead and move your party.
Somebody else's turn, obviously.
You're going to go until you either find. You're going to continue until you find Dust Heart Rock, or until you find a trap.
Until you can be blamed for something.
We like to place blame.
We have to find the blame.
Where would you like to go from here?
Oh, we're going to go crazy and go like this.
And Fred, what is the trap that you found? Give me a description, Fred.
Because I found it.
Yes, you found a trap. What would you like to call this trap?
Ice cream and gummy bears and
you can.
And chocolate sprinkle.
You could drown in gummy bears. Okay, now how do you get past?
It's going to give us diabetes.
How do you get past drowning in gummy bears? Give me a skill.
Well, as the spy, I would.
A spy and a roll of an 11, you get past the gummy bears.
Back. All right. Ooh, just like that.
Fred has gotten past the gummy bears. Well done, Fred.
Hey.
Let me grab my reveal again. If I got it,
Fred, which was to find blame.
And yes,
and
there's always a chance to find blame. I moved to Tony. Tony, would you please move the party till you either find an encounter or reach the Dusk Heart Rock? I want to make sure I fairly show there are southern directions. Did you want to go north? Are you Tasha completionist here?
Don't worry, Tony. They've all got skulls.
And what is the trap that you tripped, Tony?
Sorry, I was muted. My bad. It's quicksand.
Quicksand. Give me, and how do you get past the quicksand with your skills?
Oh, well, I use my scout roll or my scout skill, and I find the correct path around it to guide everybody.
Yeah, test the soil. Give me a roll of a 9.
There it is.
No bruise cut for Tony, and he has effectively moved past that trap. And I grab my reveal again, and we go over to Rusty. Where are you heading?
Oh, let's see. I think we'll go this way.
Rusty, what trap did you find?
It's a pit trap.
A pit trap. Does it have spikes? Poison spikes, right?
No, snakes at the bottom.
Oh, snakes at the bottom. And how do you avoid the snakes in the pit?
Yikes.
I'm going to
Poisonous
basically
snakes.
levitate the group across using my scholar.
Well, Scholar wouldn't allow you to do it, but Scholar can use the cantrips. You could perhaps bridge the. How would you do it as an engineer across a pit? You can use magic. It's the same roll. It just has a worse harm. Go ahead, Rusty. Once more for me.
Use ropes basically as an engineer.
Sure. Give me a roll of a 9 then, sir.
A roll of a 9.
You'll never make this. Woohoo!
All right.
Conrad, move the party.
Down here. I've made a roll all night. Woohoo! So no trap so far.
No trap.
No trap.
You get one more move before you get a trap. Come on.
Still no trap. Let's go here. We're sneaking. And I'm looking for the Doom Rock, right?
You're looking for Dusk Heart Rock. It'll be well labeled. Could be a record. Can he move 6 times without encountering a problem?
Is that a key or something? And there's just a dot at the top, right?
That's a rock.
See, now this is like begging me for the. This is where there's pain.
There,
I missed one.
You got it.
What trap did you find, sir?
Fire, of course.
Fire pit.
It's always fire.
Fire from the wall. How do you avoid the fire from the wall?
Just step out of the way.
As a mariner?
Yeah,
you can sell it to me a little bit better than that.
Well, I mean, on ships, right? We got lanterns and stuff burning. Should a lantern fall on the deck and
the whole
splash?
Deck is rocking. Give me a roll of a 9, please.
2 dice. There's the 10, baby. Woohoo!
I am never going to hurt anyone in this game, am I? And from here we go to Mike.
I'm hurting.
Let me
I soiled myself having to push that die 6 times.
Let me make that a little bit more clear for you, Mike.
Maybe Rusty hit the
2 choices: south or west.
We have here as well, right?
Yeah, I know you can back up.
And appears to be something here too.
And Mike, what is that trap you found?
That trap is an arrow trap.
Arrow trap. How do you avoid the arrow trap?
I avoid the arrow trap as a soldier by just whipping my shield up and blocking all the arrows. As a matter of fact, just for fun because you gave me the talisman and no one's used it. First, I'm going to use my mimic talisman to make a really big shield so I can cover the entire group.
It won't last past this encounter, and you're forcing yourself to make 2 rolls rather than 1.
Okay, then I'll just shield it. So wait, each one of these traps is called an encounter?
Each one of these traps would be an encounter. Yeah, the whole room is not one encounter. This could be taking days.
Oh, I made the roll.
Mike has made his roll. Gosh, haven't heard anyone yet. Fred, still lots of traps to come. Where would you like to head?
Speaking of hurting someone, hey Fred.
Fred, where would you like to move the party?
Yeah, no, you guys are waiting to kill me.
We're not waiting to kill you.
Let's go back over here and do this area over here.
And Fred, what sort of trap did you spring? What diabolical goblin trap did you run into?
Darts.
Darts. Are they poisonous?
No.
Do they emit clouds of spores when they hit?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Okay, cloud spore darts. How do you avoid that?
They're not going to hit anybody. We're going to dodge. I'm going to dodge them.
You're going to duck. Applying your scout skill, you're going to notice them coming out and just use your agility.
Duelist. I have the skill of a duelist to step.
A duelist is a roll of an 11. Scout is a roll of a 9.
Parry and all that.
You may try to use duelist and parry the darts.
I spotted them with my keen eyes and with. Yes.
There you go. Give me 2 dice for a 9. Can it continue?
Right. No!
It's
a harm spell,
it is a harm as well. Fred, you got.
This would be a time to use your pip. Your glory pip.
Would you like to use
even better
glory
if you could use Mike's
Fred?
pip, but unfortunately you can't.
Yep.
Okay, Fred has used a first glory pip, and I move over to Tony.
Okay. Well. Well, since we skipped it, let's go over to this corner here.
All right.
Perfect. Excellent.
What trap did you find?
I'm gonna say it's a harpy trap. It's actually just the sounds and music that have that hypnotizes the party.
Oh, wow, that's nasty. He's trying to say there's a trap that can affect the whole party. And how do you avoid it, Tony?
As a spy, I know to put wax in my ears to keep what's it called? Keep the noises away.
Wax.
It'll be an 11. Yeah.
Spies an 11. Think of something
11.
with scout.
I'm just gonna fail. I'll take. All right, it's not a wound.
Take a bruise cut. That bruise cut will only last through this till you find Duskheart heart, unless it overflows.
Okay, so is there a place on my character sheet where it says
there is? There's on my character sheet inside Roll20. There is a spot where you can check whether or not you have taken.
Okay.
Right under the skills,
wounded,
it has
cuts.
wounded,
Yep.
bruise cut, wounded bleeder, etc.
Okay, so take a bruise cut.
I'm going to go over to Rusty. Rusty, where would you like to go from here?
Oh, let's see.
You think it's back by the start?
No. I think there's a nice skull over by the start. But well, you're not supposed to show me that. What's here?
And what did you find, Rusty?
I found the ceiling is caving in. A rock came out of the ceiling.
How do you avoid it?
Oh, let's see. As a scholar, I basically take one of my scholarly books and put it over my head to blunt the rock.
That's perfect. Give me 2 dice for a 9, please.
Okay. Don't forget to record the fact
that
I haven't missed a roll this game.
Rusty has not missed a roll, except he's going to say that and jinx himself.
Now I'm jinxed.
From here, we go to Conrad.
He's cooked. So Rusty appears to know where he's going.
You're going to have to choose a side there, sir. You can go left, lean to the left, or lean to the right.
Lean to the right.
And where are you going to go from there?
I'll go this way.
You've got a record to break. You want to go seven decisions without hitting a bad place.
This is tough. Let's go here. And then we'll Tasha would have me go back and clear this out as well. So it'll be where it is, right? It'll be right in the center.
No, now you're going to hit the skull.
Okay, there goes the skull. Let's get yourself. What is the trap?
So Fred says there's a trap there, but I say there's no trap there.
Okay. Who's right?
So we start fighting among ourselves over.
It's an illusion
over the trap that's there. So it's making us fight among ourselves.
I follow. Well done. Give me a roll of a 9. with your Mariner being able to decide this. Wow, nice roll. And over to Mike. Mike, where do you head from here?
Oh, let's go that way.
And Mike, where do you head from here?
Let's go that way. Not a branch point.
And Mike, where do you head from there?
Well, I mean, it's not a branch point, so I'll just keep following that passageway. Did we hit a skull yet? Okay, I got a...
East or south?
Let's go east.
Dead ends.
Let's go... I'm going to channel Tasha, and I'm going to go all the way back up here.
No. Say it's not so, Tasha. Say
you don't think it's in this corner? You don't think Red's fooling us? You just put it way up here at the top? He could do that. Be right up here.
South or west?
West. I think it's here. I think we're going to that corner that you should be seeing. Nope. Oh, it's a trap.
Mike, what did you run into?
I ran into a shimmering array of crystals that reflect and distract and cause people to gaze into them and lose themselves. But I get past it as a soldier because I have military discipline to stay on task.
2 dice for 9.
Yep.
12. Mike is successful. I go over to Fred. Fred, where would you like to go?
It's a dead end over here, right?
Yes.
Okay, and this over here, is that a dead end?
Nope.
Or is that open?
You can continue that direction.
We'll go over there.
Where are you going to go, Fred?
Let's see here. This is the
dead end.
So you're either going to go way up to the north, or you're going to go south.
Yeah, right here.
And what sort of trap is that, Fred?
That is a bear comes out.
A bear? Well, let's just say a bronze head of a bear comes out and mechanically chomps at you. I don't want to add any monsters yet, especially a beast. How do you avoid the chomping bear, Fred?
So we just have to block it. It's clockwork then.
Yeah, it's probably clockwork mechanism.
What do you need me to do? All right. So let's say like stop it then.
You're going to stop time?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I failed anyways.
Well, what skill were you applying, Fred?
Spy to
you were crossing with spy. Yes, you failed. Take yourself a bruise cut injury,
jam
Fred.
something in there, stop it.
And over to Tony.
Bruise cut injury.
You want to use your primary skill if you can, Fred. That way you roll in the 9 rather than the 11.
And from there, Tony.
Yeah.
East or west. And Tony, what did you find?
You Tasha it, Tony. You got to the end.
Oh, I've been muted the whole time, just talking to myself. We found infusing mists.
Confusing mists, obviously. Something was confusing you for you to take this direction. Yes. Give me, and how do you avoid that?
With my scout, I'm able to retrace our steps to get us back out of here.
Okay, give me a roll of a 9.
No chance.
That's a second bruise cut. You are overflowing into a bleeder. In combat, you might be able to eliminate that with the proper set of skills. But right here, it would take magic. Does anyone want to try to, and I think we only have a couple of people who have even done first acts. Mike, you can try to do a safe limit and staunch that bleeder back into a bruised cut on Tony, or just tell him to suffer through it for the moment.
No, I can do a safe limit on Law 2 to just knit that up.
Okay, a safe limit is going to take at least one glory pip, or you could have, or you are going to take extra damage, and it's going to increase your roll. So, are you willing to expend a glory point just to try a roll of a 9?
Just tell me to suck it up, Mike. I'm fine.
All right, suck it up. I was going
to. I didn't want to talk you out of it. All right, from there I go over to Rusty. Where would you like to go, Rusty?
Yeah, Tony trailing up trail of blood for us to be followed on couldn't possibly be negative consequences. So, okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go now. That's, well, who knows? It's all bad. Okay, I'm going to go there.
What'd you find, Rusty?
I found, let's see. I think this time I found a pit with spikes instead of snakes.
Okay. Was the walls of the spike greased to keep people from climbing out of
it? No, but again, I think my books are going to save me by by allowing me to look up how to again get a rope trestle across. So
give me a roll of a 9.
My first failure.
Bruise cut for Rusty. Now it's starting. The worm is turning. How about Conrad?
Let us come back to here for Tasha.
What'd you find?
The rocks are devilishly slippery because they're wet.
Okay.
Sliding you into a crevasse to get a bruise cut should you fail. And of course, as a mariner, I'm used to walking on wet decks.
Give me a 9.
9 it is. Woohoo!
And Mike.
Yeah, I still think that the ref was clever and stuck it up in this corner, knowing we go right past it.
Okay, Tasha.
If you saw things disappear for the moment, it's roll 20 is fighting me again. There it is. Okay, what'd you find, Mike?
It is a psychic trap. It is a.
There's a gap there, Mike. So you're.
Yeah. The voice of a mentor, the voice of a drill sergeant, voices, of people we knew in our past telling us that we are failures and we should just give up.
And how do you get past it?
When your drill sergeant tells you to, that you should just give up, he really means you should just fight through.
Okay, give me a roll of a 9.
Woohoo!
And back to Fred. Fred, where would you like to move the party? Still looking for the Dusk Heart Rock.
Oh. Let's see.
Tasha.
I'm looking around here.
Heart Rock.
Right there, I guess. How many traps I set off?
Just the one.
You see where I moved it?
And what'd you find, Fred?
Oh, just a 1. A bunch of scorpions come up out of the ground.
Oh, that's icky. And how do you avoid it?
And my scout-like reflexes, I jumped out of the way.
You're going to do some stomping? Have you been in the woods as a scout? Have you been in the desert? Give me a roll of a 9.
What?
14.
All right, finally made one.
And we're back over to Tony.
Okay, well then let's go down this way. Get the next trap so I can be wounded yet again.
Try to get my fog of war working here.
Nope, things are disappearing.
I know. It's not fun.
Can we push Tony out of the way and lead for him?
Tony has to take a turn, but you can do actions perhaps to absorb the wounds from him.
Okay.
It takes some.
What'd you find, Tony?
Tony who? Tony who?
I also hear voices, but as a scout, I know that I have to ignore the voices and continue along the path and focus on what I'm doing.
Yes, the voices are probably murmurs from people that died before.
No!
Give me a roll of a 2. Wow. Did you want to put a glory report, a pip into that, or did you want to take encounter harm as well as the bruise cut?
Oh, let's take encounter harm because we haven't seen that table yet.
All right, so
Dead men.
Take your bruise cut, Tony.
It's just dead.
And give me a single die 8, please.
Let's see here. I got to check this. It overflows to a vicious. Great. Cool.
Yes, you have overflowed to your vicious and your D8 for your encounter harm, please.
Okay, and that is a 7. That's 7.
You are whacked by the heavens, racked by all. Take a bleeder and are too injured to anyone to help.
You're going to be a little busy.
Mark down a wound, and the next one overflows to vicious. However, Tony, your bleeder overflows to vicious and overflows into doom, right?
Sad face.
Well, it gave me the spirit one.
So yeah, but that would be a magical attack. Tony, normally you try to get first to level 8. I'd like to thank you for volunteering to be the first person to roll on death of character.
Would
you like to use magic before you die?
No, it's okay. Well, can I save myself with magic?
You could on a roll of 9. You could.
I couldn't use magic with the what you read there.
You cannot stop the bleeder from happening, which is going to overflow into a vicious, but you took a vicious from the extra bruise cut that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you use the magic on the first one, right?
If you roll a 9 on magic, I would allow you to avoid the racked in heaven result. This once to keep you playing the game. I go over to Rusty.
2. Now it's
Rusty,
3.
would you like to roll a 9 to?
No.
Rusty
We need to loot the body, baby.
Yeah, get that right.
Rusty, would you like to try to save Tony, or would you like him to come back as a henchman, a new character?
No, Tony can't be
body.
the first
Fred
to
is voting.
die. It's always me. It's always Rusty is the first one. So yes, I'm going to use magic.
Give me a 9 to save.
Wow.
What's going on there?
All right. Now, this would normally be an all take a bleeder, and no one could actually heal them. But Rusty has used the divine powers of creation to make us move to the other side.
He just put his hand out and said, "Just step over here, guys."
This trap. This trap was the murmurs that we were all hearing. And from there, if I can get my fog of war working.
You're at the bottom of the sheet, too.
You have found Duskheart Rock. Wow. All right. You did not hit the ambush spot.
Sorry, you almost had to die, Tony.
And of that, you hit all but one trap. All but one. Okay, Duskheart Rock.
Yeah, all but 2.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we play with Tasha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's trained us that one.
I move the big die over to Rusty. And Rusty, there are 2 entrances here. You may choose to enter the end game via Alpha or via Baker down at the bottom. Do you see the 2 entrances?
I do.
Now, after the doom holes are traversed, any bruise cut only are removed. So Tony will remove a bruise cut. I think, Fred, you had a bruise cut that comes off, and I'm not sure if Mike had one or not. All other wounds remain. There are 2 entrances, Alpha and Baker. The choice is yours. But after you choose, the other route is sealed by the capricious gods. And from here, Rusty, which one do you choose? Do you go through alpha or do you go
Odd, it's going to be alpha. Even, it's going to be Baker. It's Baker.
Wait a second. It says, if you roll a die for your decision, you suffer a spirit wound. The gods don't like whinging. So, Rusty, you took a spirit wound by rolling the die. Now, where are we going?
Yikes.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not. It's but it is written. So let it be written. Which did you go through Alpha or Baker?
I went to Baker.
Like
okay, we're going through Baker. Now that means Alpha is not allowed to us. And one more spirit wound, Rusty. If be inflicting them either through harm or
then I'll get my wish and be the first to die instead of Tony.
Oh, I think Tony probably has to take that honor. We brought him back as a corpse bride here, didn't we?
I'm doomed. Come on.
He's going to wander the.
I would have said, boy,
as a ghost.
A level 1 guy, let him die and bring in a hireling, and then his wounds are reset too. But
Rusty always dies first.
He's going to be the ghost walking the Duskheart Rock.
Yeah, I was trying to defeat that, Rusty, so that I could be the first.
I know.
Okay, Rusty, you enter the room. You look for secret doors. You check for traps. You listen at entrances. And this is all you know. This is probably pretty big. It's not on a personal level. Go ahead and pick your party up and shove it in the middle there. Yes, now you have a choice. You can go north or you can go east.
More traps to find.
Yeah, well, I think we definitely want to go to the east.
Okay. All right, the big goblin, Bund. Well, I should say the big hobgoblin, Bund. He's sitting on his throne there. The hobgoblin Bund is great immunity. We would have to first eliminate the great immunity and make it mortal if we decided to rush and attack him. He is also nasty, which means when combined with his shamans, you get the result of special attribute 5. He is spiteful, aggressive, and filthy. It takes 4 skills applied in unison to remove that nasty trait. And until the skills our requirements are met, each round a random character fighting Bund takes a bruise cut. Now, Bund appears to have a brass key strung around his neck. He uses it at times to clean earwax out of his ears. Where else would he use it? He has the 4 shaman mortal servants with him. So it is Bund, a great boss, and 4 mortal shamans. And those minions must be defeated before the boss's great immunity is removed. Or the Spat 5 is canceled, the tactical result of being nasty. Now, is there anything else you need to know here? You may make a task roll, Rusty, and roll your 9 in order to retreat and avoid this battle. Now, you were advised by Jonathan of Glasgow that you did not need to actually do this and attack Bund.
All right, and if I fail that, then I suffer another spirit wound, right?
No, it not necessarily.
But if you don't attempt to roll, Rusty, what's going to happen is you're going to suffer a cudgel on the head wound. This guy's not beatable for us right now, right?
Well, not easily beatable. Okay,
you can beat him, all right? I don't want to make it sound impossible, but the first thing, I remember when we were on the skill tracker in that initial battle, imagine this, that you're going to have to beat the same 4 guys again, and every round that goes by, now that's a full round of player turns, somebody's going to take a bruise cut. And in order to eliminate his great immunity and make him mortal before you can actually then hurt him, it's going to be at least 2 more skills, if not 3 more skills that are going to have to apply in unison. So you might want to come back and try to kill him, or you might want to try to take a different path. You can also sneak around the baseline here and get past him. I will open that up in. But in order to do anything, involving retreat, you're going to need to make a 9 roll, Rusty, or you're going to suffer encounter harm. And that encounter harm is not from the hobgoblin and his shaman. It'll be from goblin traps in the area as you try to get away.
All right. I failed.
Now, did you want that harm that I can roll for trying to retreat, or did you want to add 2 glory pips to that?
I don't have 2 glory pips.
Here comes the harm. Give me a D8 roll, Rusty. And is that 5? Interesting. All seems fine, but next harm experienced by anyone is -1 to the die. Just the next roll, not all in the continuing quest. That would mean that if somebody fails the next roll, Conrad, to get the party passed in one direction or retreat backward, you would get the harm at -1 to the die.
Right,
what would you like to do, Conrad, to get past the Bund, either to the east, to the north, or back into the room you came at Baker exit?
I'm assuming that this is probably the obvious choice here, right?
Thanks, Fred. We'll see you later. It would be, but you first have to make an encounter to just get away from Bund.
Oh, 9 it is. 9 it is, right?
Yep, 2 dice for 9.
10.
And how did you get away from Bund? Describe it to me in terms of your skill, Mariner.
Let's see. So,
you can distract him.
I'm gonna say I just faded into the shadows.
Okay. And what about the other people with you?
I pulled them along with.
Okay, so you were the one that went forward and saw Bund, and you came back and warned the rest of the party with your roll of 10.
I said, no, we don't want to go this way.
Makes fine sense. Now the traps here are scattered, and as before, you describe what sort of trap it is and how you get past it, but the injury has gone to bleeder.
Okay, so first step is to attempt to miss it, right?
The first thing is describe the trap.
Yeah, so scything blades, of course.
Scything blades, of course. Goblin scything blades, very dangerous.
So always say who's got scything blades.
Give me 2 dice for a 9 to get past it.
No, and I don't have enough points to overcome that.
You're going to take a bleeder injury, so write that down, please.
Okay, or use magic to avoid.
You can. It's a roll of a 9 to bring that bleeder injury down to a bruise cut, and as long as we don't go immediately into another battle, that will disappear on you.
So literally moving into the next center would be
correct.
Counter. Okay,
could be a problem.
But on a fail roll, I risk imagery from magic.
On a fail roll, no. Yes. Oh, absolutely. If you rolled doubles and you don't have any glory pips to stop that, you would have magical mishap.
I do have 1 glory pip, so let me roll attempt.
Roll of a 9 to bring your bruise cut, your bleeder down to a bruise cut.
Oh no!
It is saying that you're going to stop. You're going to keep that bleeder injury. I think
bleeder it is. Yep.
All right. And I move over to Mike. Lots of ways to head, Mike. You sort of micro move.
And we're looking for the orb is what we're doing, right?
You're looking for the orb.
Yeah.
I know you want to go back and fight Bund, Mike, but that can come later.
Just been sitting here staring at the quick look table, figuring out,
what you possibly can do.
We also have a riddle to solve too, right?
You're trying to look and see if you can find your quick blows with your leveraged attack with your battle cry, right?
Oh, we've got all kinds of fun things we can do. The only thing is, you described him as nasty, and I'm assuming that's a flair for this game because nasty.
It is. It means that the nasty characters would deliver a bruise cut every full round of turns to the players. Did you want to hug the wall there, Mike, or enter the center of this large chamber?
I was hugging the wall.
And,
point of order with Fred gone. Does our task resolution number change?
Let's find out. If we might have gone from a 4.
We were 5 before. Now we're 4.
a 4. I will go up into the game rules. I will look under task resolution, and there are it is now an 8 instead of a 9. That is correct.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks, Fred.
And if you're still hugging the wall, let me know and push your character along the wall if you would, Mike.
Yeah, I'm still hugging the wall.
And this, you can still hug the wall around in this room, or you can head over and down that passageway that's heading off to.
We also received the clue that he wouldn't necessarily have the orb with him, right, Mike? So
he will definitely not have the orb with him. It would cause him uncomfortable to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. So the one place we know it's not is where he is.
Correct. And from there, Mike,
it's the cave that goes around to south of the guy where it could be.
But we'd have to go through
guard where the orb was.
And Mike, to avoid the bleeder injury, what was causing the bleeder injury, Mike?
Oh, this is another trap, right?
It is.
Causing the bleeder injury. It's a smell. It's a beautiful smell.
I'm going to say also, forgive me that for interrupting, Mike. The pixie dust is still in the party. If anyone needs to re-roll a magic, you can use the pixie dust. And I'll assume that you're holding that collectively. Go ahead, Mike. What was the trap that we encountered?
It's a smell. It's a beautiful smell. It's the most pleasant smell you've ever encountered. It's chocolate. It's flowers. It's the scent of a woman. It makes you want to breathe deeply the poison gas hidden by.
Wonderfully described, Mike. Give me a roll of a 9 to avoid it.
Right.
Because you've smelled worse as a soldier, and you've smelled better as a soldier.
That's right.
But not this time. Mike, you're going to suffer a bleeder injury. Would you like to try to immediately roll a 9, or I should say, forgive me, an 8? It's only an 8. You only missed it by 1. On a roll of an 8, you can use magic and make it a bruise cut, so that if you do not immediately find another trap or battle, that would go away.
Oh, or sure. You could just I'm going to practice that spell that I tried on Tony again.
Or you can add 1 pip and make it an 8.
Wait a minute. Where's my... No, I tried rolling the magic. I don't know where the die is. There we go.
And you may mark it as a bruise cut, Mike.
Okay.
And from here, we move over to Tony. Okay. There's a hallway to the northeast. There's a southern hallway that goes into the skull pile of Bund. And there's also, you can continue to hug the wall in the other room. Now from here...
we'll go up that way.
If you wish to hug the wall... You can go in this direction, or you can go in that direction.
All right. Well, we'll go this way.
All right. You'll need to make a roll of a 9 on your scout to avoid an 8. Forgive me. Thank you. To avoid the smell of the wargs coming up and attacking us.
Well, I'm going to miss that. But yep, there we go. It's a 6.
Okay. So we're going to fight a battle versus the wargs. Now I think I got 2 of them. I don't think I made 3 of them, but...
Tony's just trying to get to that death of character table.
I am. Well, actually, I don't think there is one.
Let me look and see what the warg pens. There are 2 wargs. Both have immunity beast. You need to fight a tactical battle. The group may retreat and suffer combat harm, or it can, and that would be all players, or the first thing you'll need to do is in act number 14... easy 14 to cancel the immunity of these beasts.
That's Mariner and Soldier, Conrad. That's you and me.
Yep.
But it's an auto combat harm.
So there's 2 wargs, and it will and every time you take off the immunity of a beast using easy actions, it will cause you to suffer combat harm. So you'll remove the easy action with those 2. And then kill the thing like it's immortal. Let's start combat. Tony, why don't you put some skills in play?
Okay. Why not? Because I'm terrible at rolling. Okay, so let's go with the scout. Let's see if I can roll that 8.
The scout is in play.
Back. He's back, baby.
All right. Well, just 1 at least. And then let's try to bring in spy. Hey, I've successfully done so.
Woohoo!
Spy. Now, normally you could combine Scout and Spy, any two professional acts, and with Charismatic Style number 20, you could kill a mortal, but none of them are mortal. Now, Mike, what did I say? Number 14?
Number
Let me
14
look up that
is
really quick.
It's Mariner and Soldier, makes a beast mortal for 1 round, but causes automatic combat harm.
14, a scholar and any profession.
The quick look table says Mariner
Crushing
and
Blow.
Soldier.
Yes, a Mariner and Soldier makes them immortal for this round and the next, but you automatically suffer combat harm. That's not too bad as long as it's not Tony doing it. So
yeah,
how
I'm going to let somebody else to do that, but I'm going to see if I can activate and put in multiple and see if I can do some of the other.
You can do all of them if you wish.
Yes, and just leave them there so for people to use them once they've made the beasts vulnerable.
Sure.
So let's
Next
see here.
skill.
There is a champion.
A champion?
Okay.
Yep. 10.
And then the duelist. No, the duelist. And I'm going to use my one last
Glory Pip to
Glory
avoid
Pip
the
to
combat harm. That probably would be a good choice here. Okay, so we move on to. Did you want to try magic of a 9 or not?
No, I will leave it to somebody else.
Rusty, we still need Mariner and
Soldier. Yeah, I'm not going to do any of those, but I'll do Scholar.
Okay, give me the Scholar.
And
it's an 8, and I think you missed it.
I missed it. And that's all I'm going to do.
Okay, and I move over to Conrad.
You want to attempt ascetic, Rusty?
Well, okay, I can attempt ascetic.
Won't hurt it, right? Won't hurt to be.
It will only hurt us if he mishaps it. And Conrad.
Mariner.
Woo! Now
Mariner's on the board.
I'm looking at the situation here, and I believe we can do Mariner, and you guys are gonna have to help me one more time, or I'm gonna have to put it in the chat.
Mariner and Soldier for that.
We don't have a soldier in play yet, so we're gonna wait until Mike does it. Now, Conrad, if you wish to use magic, you could create a soldier, and by doing Mariner and Soldier, you would remove the immunity of Beast, and then by using Spy and Ascetic, you would kill the Beast, and one would be dead. Or you can just wait for Mike to do it.
Let me attempt one more roll and get another skill up there so Mike can
go ahead.
Kill it. So I'm going to roll the 10 on the for Berserker.
Okay.
13.
Well done.
Berserker's on the board.
And we're going to push it over to Mike. Mike.
All you got to do is make one roll, Mike.
Would you like to start with Soldier, Mike?
I would like to start with...
Would you like to use your lump?
All right, if I use my talisman, does that boost all of my skill rolls or just one?
One. 1 by +1. You need to make the roll of an 8.
A 7. +1, right?
Well, he has to first activate the lump on a roll of an 8.
Okay.
Now let me just go for the Soldier. I just think my odds of rolling, if I miss it by 1, I got a Glory Pip.
Okay.
Or I can just roll an 8 and, do it with doubles so, that we can go, if Fred were here, I'd get a harm. So we got Soldier.
Soldier is in play, Mike. By applying Soldier and Mariner, you can make the beast mortal, and then by applying any 2 professional skills, Scout and Spy, Ascetic or Scout, Berserker and Ascetic, you can kill one of the 2 wargs.
Before I do that...
Yes?
I want to go ahead and see if I can bring my Duelist into play.
Sure.
Just to set somebody else up for that.
Why don't you kill one first, Mike, and then bring your Duelist?
Why don't you kill one first, Mike?
Yeah, okay, I'll kill one first.
You might get harmed.
Actually, yes, I will kill one first because that also lets me roll to bring Berserker to... No, wouldn't let me do that. Would needed Mariner.
Plus it frees up all the other spots for the players to bring their... Use the skills that get Rusty in, right?
Yeah, do the E14, so that's Beast Mortal 1 round combat harm.
Okay, so we have taken the Mariner and the Soldier off, and now the Beast, one of the 2 beasts is mortal. How would you like to kill that Beast, Mike?
Can I roll Soldier again in the same turn? No.
You can only roll it once per turn.
Okay, so I can't do an uncontested dagger thrust, but I can try for Charismatic Style? I think that has a
Well, why
modifier
don't you kill
on
one
that.
first, right? Take the.
Let me
Well,
see
yes,
that
yeah.
easy, because there may be restriction on the beast. Charismatic style, it says, rally someone unnerved, not yourself.
But no one is unnerved, so treat as uncontested dagger thrust.
That is correct. You would then treat that as uncontested dagger thrust, and that says, slay one mortal. It may not still have immunity great or beast or undead. This one does not. It cannot be used to kill the hobgoblin Bund as the boss in the last battle, but
it can kill
certainly,
the last warg, right?
yes.
And
A
I can do that with
soldier
any
and
two
choice
skills,
of
right?
skill, no. You're going to use charismatic style, any two skills. Which two skills, professional skills, are you going to use, Mike?
I'm going to use Berserker because I can try and roll for that.
Hey, Berserker is off the board.
And then clear Scout.
And then I will clear Scout so somebody else can roll for that.
Very good. So now we're down to one war.
And then I can still try and roll my Berserker and Duelist this turn.
You certainly can.
And I may as well go for my Tactician as well. So Berserker looking for a 10.
Yep.
Nope. Duelist looking for a 10. Nope. And Tactician looking for a 10. Yep.
And let's roll that harm, Mike, because you may want to use some of these skills to eliminate some of the harm in case they
the
match up.
Combat harm is a D8, right?
Now, no, this is going to be combat harm, so it's 2d8, Mike.
2d8. 10.
A 10. Mike, you are stunned. All right. So by being stunned, all skills in play that match your character's abilities are canceled. Are you ascetic?
That cancels Berserker, Duelist, Soldier, and Tactician.
Okay, so Tactician is the only one that goes away there.
So basically, we should have done the combat harm before I rolled the rest of my skills. No, combat harm should
or
last.
We should have done the combat harm, and then some of these other skills might not have been there for you to kill the beast. But
Yeah.
we will just play as we are playing. All further skill and magic attempts going forward are penalized by 1. So you are now stunned, and you have 1 added to the difficulty of all your rolls. So instead of needing 8, you need 9s, Mike.
Yep.
And
But it'll be dead before it gets back to Mike because we already
We
have
hope.
3 skills on the board, right?
Tony. Back
No,
at you,
because we've
Tony.
got to make it the second one vulnerable.
Oh, is the second one not vulnerable right now?
Nope.
Correct.
There's only 1.
I see, and we need a mariner and what to make it
And a
vulnerable?
soldier to make it vulnerable.
And that's going to be my next roll.
Okay, well, I will use magic to try to create the scholar.
The soldier
Or not
or the
scholar,
mariner.
soldier.
Oh, soldier. Yeah, it's a
On
soldier.
9.
A 9 or an 8, you mean?
I'm sorry, an 8. Forgive me. Yes.
Like that.
And how about that? Just
Soldier
names.
is created. Did you want to roll any of your skills, like scout on an 8?
We have something already to take him down, or not?
By this count, the spy
No.
and the ascetic would do
No,
it,
we
as
don't.
long as you get the mariner. You do
Yeah,
not need to
okay.
risk the
He's a
roll.
mariner. So
I won't risk the roll. That's fine.
I go over
Just
to
need the
Rusty.
mariner.
Rusty, on a 9, you can create the mariner, and the combination of skills on the board can
On the
kill
8.
the other war.
On the 8, he can
And
create
the
the
8.
mariner.
Yes,
I'll do that.
you got it. And would you like to apply 1 more to that, or just let it pass? And over to Conrad.
No,
He
I
can also
only
use
have
the pixie
one.
dust, right, to reroll.
I only have one.
He
one
could.
of
You could use the pixie dust right now to re-roll, or save it because Conrad is coming up.
I'll save it.
Conrad, give me a roll of an 8 to end this.
2 dice looking for the 8. 9 it is.
And that's the way that is played.
So
And how did you
the
kill the
soldier
orc?
and the mariner make him vulnerable, and the ascetic and the spy kill him,
And
right?
you suffer a harm.
And you suffer a harm, but before we do the harm, how did you kill the warg? Just be quaint about it.
A spear in the eye, right?
Spear in the eye. A spear in the eye, and that's how it dies. Okay, now you have to roll the combat harm. Give me 2 dice, Conrad.
2 dice. Looking for the 4.
And the 4 is caught in a fireball, an angry djinn. Cancel 1 active skill in play. That's not going to matter. Everyone in the party suffers bruise, cut, harm. Now,
But this is the end of the encounter, so it's going to
the end of the
bounce, right?
counter, so all bruise cuts go away. I think those were the only wounds that were generated by the warg pen. Is that correct?
That is Oh, yeah.
Tony was on fire with his dice this go round.
So those will go away. I think I made a permanent mark on the party. I apologize for that. Okay, there it is. And is there treasure? Well, there should be, right? Now, among the saddles and harnesses strewn about, find the talisman, the Warlord's Gorgot, which bestows that skill. However, anyone who uses the skill will supersede Berserker, and you would lose Berserker by wearing this. So maybe just shove it in a pack somewhere that you have the Warlord's Gorgot bestowing the skill of Warlord. And again, whoever puts it on is going to lose the skill of Berserker. Rusty could put it on right now if you really thought you needed a Warlord skill. And he does not have the skill Berserker, but it would preclude him from ever getting it. From here, guys, where would you like to go?
Yeah, it's not likely I'm ever going to get Berserker, but anyway.
Well, I beg to differ, Rusty, because on your very next level, you could take Mariner. Do you follow?
But why would you when you
Yes,
have
I do follow, but I wouldn't want to go down anyway.
You can control information.
Well, it
or
isn't that
sideways.
It isn't that you go sideways. It's that you are a sorcerer by affinity, conjurer by affinity, scholar, who also now is a mariner with thief by affinity. You follow? You pick up all those extra skills.
Right. But then
Okay.
if I go to sorcerer, I could pick up rogue and enchanter. So
Yes, now sorcerer is a hot spot. It has a lot of things that connect to it, but those are all skills of specialist and acclaim. And as you can see from our simple battle here at level 1, a quest, you never need any of those.
okay.
If you get into the nuance of the rules, there are ways that you can add bonuses to the group. There's ways you can eliminate wounds from the group, and those are all in the advanced and onerous as well. There's ways of permanently making the beasts lose the beast immunity. Again, those are in advanced and onerous. And you can also make the beast lose his immunity and not suffer any harm. From here, the big die has moved to, I think it's Rusty. Rusty, you can hug the wall and move around, or you can explore some of the other corridors that you've revealed. Where would you like to move the party?
So we're still searching for the orb.
Correct.
Right. And there's a riddle that needs to be
solved. I think the orb would be in this area right here.
Yep.
And you said we could sneak to there?
You have to move the party so I can see. If you're just holding it up, it won't show me where you've gone.
He's saying that he's saying he believes it here.
Ah.
Right.
And you said we could sneak there?
Give me a roll of a 9, a free roll of 9, Rusty, unless you have harm.
Just the 8, Rusty.
Just the 8, forgive me, yes, because we lost a character. Rusty, your scholarly fashion says that if you think that the orb is in a chamber right next to the skull pile, that is unlikely. The monster would be hurt too much by it. So I hate to beg to differ.
So we either have up here or we have down here.
No, yeah, we got, and so in which case we'll go this way then.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably not up by Alpha, right? That would be.
You would think it wouldn't be by the Alpha entrance.
Yeah, that's right. But then he would know that we would think that it would not be by the Alpha, so he would put it by the Alpha.
Again,
then he would know that we knew that he knew that putting it by the Alpha.
Hey, I knew you guys would roll a dice to decide which direction you were going. Because I played enough of the other guys' D&D to okay, Rusty. From here, you can hug around the walls in either direction. Which direction are you going to hug?
I'll hug against the east wall.
All right, move that character. It's easier for me to see it if you just move the character.
Greg just joined us. Greg
just
went hot. Another spear carrier.
He can keep Tony in the back.
Somebody to carry wine.
Where would you like to go from there?
Means all of our skill rolls just got one harder. But
damn it, Greg!
it's
oh crap!
He's not in Skype.
You know, that could be a negative aspect of the play here, is that certain groups would go, we don't want that twerp to play with us. He's just going to make the rolls harder. All right, let's Rusty, you're still in command. Where are you heading?
I'm still in command, huh?
Yeah, well, you're hugging that wall, right?
You're looking for a blue skull, Rusty.
Okay.
That's why I don't find it.
Okay, I'm gonna continue to hug the wall.
Okay, where are you gonna go from there?
That's 3, Rusty. Seven's the big number.
I'm going for the 6, the 7, the new record.
And which wall are you gonna hug here?
Oh, really? Wow, that's not good. Okay, so this thing's going to go all the way around. Okay, so let's. No, it doesn't go all the way around. Huh. No, it does go all the way around.
Where are you going to head from there?
I say east, Rusty.
Yeah,
you're getting to the alpha entrance, so you're guessing he's gonna.
I think I have to go over here and hug this wall. Going to the east. How many have I done now?
I think you got the new record.
Yeah, I think I got the new record.
6. You're on 7 now.
And what sort of trap do you find when you go into the alcove?
It's a linguistic trap that you have to say the words in a special goblin language to avoid an explosion. And as a scholar, I know that language.
Wow, very nicely done, Rusty.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to play more of this because Rusty's pretty good at it. Give me a roll of a 9, sir.
You shouldn't have complimented me. Oh,
woohoo! What is going on here?
And let's pass the big die over to Conrad. Conrad, where would you like to take the party at this point?
The magic 7, huh? I got to beat 7.
You want to continue to hug that wall?
Yep. There's 1. Let's go 2. There it is. I found it.
And in the other alcove, there is another trap.
It's an optical illusion to make us walk into a pit. But as a mariner, of course, I've seen illusions on the ocean. They won't fool me.
And it rolled a 9.
It is.
And a 14. And I go over to.
Is it 9 yet, or are we waiting for Greg to get into the?
Mike. I go to Mike. Greg, are you in Skype, or are you just
yes,
watching?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry.
Greg, you need to just pick one of 4 skills: Mariner, Soldier, Scout, or Scholar. By the type of play that you like, you probably would just pick a Scholar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'll pick a Scholar.
Okay, and then we'll bring you up to speed as we have combat. We'll be playing for another 40 minutes, and we'll see where we're headed from there. There is possibly a big battle coming against the Hobgoblin. But before we get to the big battle against the Hobgoblin, Mike, are you still with us, sir?
I am. I was waiting for you to catch break up. Now, am I still stunned from the prior battle, or is that condition cleared?
No, that stun will last until somebody actually activates something to remove it. Now, the stunned is removed by, and I go into easy actions here, and I believe
Repartee, Berserker, and Duelist.
Yes, Berserker and Duelist can recover for yourself from stun. That is correct. So if we can get Berserker and Duelist in a battle situation, or if you apply magic at any time, you can remove the stunned. And where are you moving from here, Mike?
Well, before I move, if I can apply magic to remove the stunned.
You could, on a 9. It probably is a little bit more complicated than that, but we'll keep it simple for this point of the game. You haven't destroyed yourself magically enough where the stun would be sticky. Give me a 9 on 2 dice to eliminate the stun.
And for sake of storytelling, this is my first Law 5 violation.
Okay.
Mind and spirit. Yeah. See,
and the mind and the spirit is healed, Mike. Yeah. You are no longer stunned.
Yay! Now I can go find a trap, or find the thing. Okay, where are we on the party? We're up here. I'm going to hug the wall all the way back around to there, and up there.
All right, let's have a battle.
I found the ambush point. Yay!
All right. Now, an ambush means that I've got goblins in an ambush here. And I got 7 of them.
That's
But they're
a lot.
mortal, right?
They're all mortals, 7 mortals. Now, to kill mortals, all you need to do is get 2 skills in play that are professional. And at this point, Mike, start your rolls. Start your engine, sir. What is the first skill you want to try to put in play? Now, Greg, the way this is played is the fact that each player on their turn can either do magic, or I should say can do magic, 1 act,
Soldier on a
and
9.
they can roll against each of their skills.
Right,
and Mike,
so that is soldier.
Soldier.
I'm going to try and bring in duelist on an 11. That is not a fail with doubles. I'm going to try and bring in berserker on an 11. I'm going to burn a glory pip to go ahead and bring that in. And
Okay.
I'll still have 1 last glory pip. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to bring in tactician, and I'm going to start scanning the advanced tables and see if it's worth bringing any of those skills in. On an 11, hey, there's a 12.
Mike, you have a soldier and berserker. You could spend them right now and drop the goblins down to 6 if you wish.
I could, but I think there's something on this table that kills all the mortals.
It is. Yep, sure is. It's up in the advanced.
Yep. Give me a second to peruse that quick look table before I commit to killing one.
Let me point it out to you. I believe it's like an advanced 15. The
Advanced
resolute
15,
goal.
champion, rogue, and any profession. Can anybody create champion or rogue?
A champion, yeah.
No, not
A
rogue.
rogue is gonna be a lot harder.
Below champion.
Okay. So
The
then
rogue
somebody
would have to be added by magic, and that would take at safe limits. And safe limits, again, we're starting to push into the area where you have to use at least 1 glory point to cast it safely. So I don't think we're going to kill them all at once. We're going to just have to generate enough skills to kill them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Mike. Did you want to be the first to kill one?
Yeah, just kill one. I can do that with... What can I do that with? I can do that with...
Berserker and Soldier.
Dagger Thrust. No, I can do
Describe
that
an
with
action that took Berserker and Soldier, Mike.
No. I'm going to take Tactician because that one's, I believe...
Tactician is a specialist skill. It may not be substitute for a professional skill.
All right.
Now,
so,
the referee can allow that in extreme situations. In this case, for clarity, I will not.
okay.
So,
Plus, you want to clear the other skills anyway, so we can make the rolls easier, right?
and you want to clear the skills so other people can add their skills to the board. Mike, how did you use a Berserker and Soldier to kill a goblin?
I charged in, swinging my sword in a figure 8, killed 1 goblin, and thought there were 3 more standing next to him I was going to cut down as well.
Nicely described, Mike. I'm going to go over to Tony. Greg, you'll be right after Tony, and we'll give you an idea what's going on. Tony, what skills did you want to try to put into play?
I am going to. Oh wait, actually, I need to scroll down here to make sure I'm not.
Tony, while you think about that, Greg, we've got a 2-part riddle that I'm going to post in the chat for you to start thinking about.
All right, excellent.
Okay, I am going to do the. Let me see. I'll start off with a scout, which is a 9 now, thanks to Greg. Thanks, Greg. Hey, all right, scout's in.
Scout is in play.
Then I'm going to bring it. Sorry, my gosh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Just losing my voice here. I'm going to try to bring in spy.
Okay.
And I failed to do so. I'll try to bring in duelist. I have failed to do so.
That's a fail with doubles.
I suppose that's my fault also.
Oh, okay. I will take. Let me see. It's combat harm.
Do you have do you have any glory pips, Tony?
Nope, sure don't.
Let's
Is
give
Tony
Tony.
gonna
Let's kill Tony a second time. 2 dice,
Yeah,
Tony.
there we go. 7, and that tells me suffer a bleeder wound. This wound needs to be staunched now or last chance right as the battle concludes. 2 bleeders equals a vicious, then see result 6. Okay, so I die and I'm dead.
Magic. Magic.
Conrad,
magic.
give me a roll of a 9 on magic.
2 dice looking for the 9. 5 is not 9.
Just let me die
Mike,
already.
give me 2 dice of a 9 for magic.
Plus, we have a reroll on the pixie dust, by the way.
14.
There it is.
Mike has staunched your wound and has brought you back once again. Gosh, you're almost a zombie now.
Kill me already.
Just
the
kill
duelist.
I don't have any
then
fingers left.
I'll try the champion as well.
Go ahead.
I failed to do the champion.
Okay.
And no, I won't try a magic.
If you'd like, I'll let you run the board, Tony. You can do alchemist, armsman, ascetic. No, that's only do the ones. Now, Greg, you can do a scholar roll on a roll of a 9. So 2 dice for a 9. Let's start with that.
All right. There we go.
Now,
Woo-hoo!
Greg, you can take your scholar roll and combine it with the scout that somebody else has already put in the game, and then describe to me how you killed a goblin. How did you kill a goblin, Greg?
I've studied goblin weaknesses for a long time. So using the scout, we snuck up on a goblin and poisoned him.
Excellent. And now we go to your other skills. Would you like to bring ascetic into the game? Now, because it connects to scout, something you know by a line, you can use affinity, and it's 2 higher. You'll need an 11 on 2 dice to bring into the game. In it comes.
Shall try. Well, that's not. No, that's a 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. And no, unfortunately, you missed.
Okay.
And would you like to bring in?
If we'd let Tony die, our party size would have shrunk and our rolls would have become easier.
Because he just comes in as a new.
They call it a feature, not a bug.
Tony wants to play this guy out and count the number of times he's lost fingers. Otherwise, he would just come in as one of our hirelings that we had come in, and he would grab a new scout or a soldier or whatever. But Greg,
don't let reality get in the way of a good joke. It made you guys laugh.
If you wanted to do sorcerer, or if you wanted to do conjurer, you may. They're both rolls of 11, but right now with this easy battle, they're not going to have a whole lot of effect on play. Would you like to pass now? You killed one.
Yeah.
You killed one goblin.
Go ahead. Pass for
good team. Rusty, what would you like to do?
I'll roll for scholar.
Okay, that's a roll of a 9.
Yeah. And I failed, and then I'll roll for aesthetic.
He's falling apart on us. It's an 11.
Yeah, he's breaking down. Woo, he's back in it.
Got the aesthetic.
Up and down, up and down. Ascetic is in the game. Anything else you wish to do? That's probably it, right, Rusty?
I think that there's no sense in risking the magic at this point.
I don't think so. And give me a Conrad.
Mariner, of course.
Okay.
11 brings it on the board.
Would you like to use Mariner and ascetic to kill a goblin?
Yeah, let's wipe one of the goblins. Throw down.
Would you please describe to me how you did that?
Dagger to the knee, then dagger to the gut.
You're such a mean person. Any other skills you'd like to bring into play?
So I would also like to bring Berserker in. Rolling the 11 for Berserker. Thanks, Tony. 13, it's in, baby. And then my third roll would be to bring in Thief, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Thief is also an 11. Thank you, Tony. And that's a fail.
That's a fail with doubles.
But I have 1 glory pip, so I will use that.
Okay. And I'm gonna move over to Mike. Mike, what would you like to do?
Soldier with a 9.
Okay.
I'm going to take that soldier and berserker, and I'm going to kill a goblin.
And how did you do that?
It's that same figure 8 from last round. I'm berserk. I thought that there were like a bunch of goblins in a row. I just turned 90 degrees to the left, and there one was.
There are 3 of them left.
Also, I shout over at Greg's character, "Good job, book caddy," since he's the guy who's been carrying Rusty Scrolls for the rest of the adventure.
No problem.
Okay, and
now I'm going to try and bring Berserker. I'm going to try and bring Berserker back into play.
Sounds good. That would be a roll of an 11.
Yeah, 10 won't do it. I'm going to go ahead and try and bring Duelist into play.
Okay.
Nope. I'm going to try and bring Tactician is still in play and does no good. Do I want to try and do magic? I'm going to try and do magic to create a soldier because somebody else can do Berserker and then that would...
Tony's soldier though, right? Isn't he?
No. Mike is the only soldier, but right now any two will do. All you're doing is adding an extra roll of magic, which could have magic harm.
No one is unnerved, right?
So and there's only a few of them left anyway. Up to you.
Yeah, right. Tony's the one who's taken all the harm today, so I'll do a magic to just go ahead and
Mike, what did you bring into play?
Soldier. My psyche is imparting somebody else with my own soldierly skills.
That sounds good. Probably Fred. Tony, what would you like to do, sir? You may pass, but it's sort of a cowardly approach.
Oh, I'm totally gonna roll. Come on.
Go ahead.
Let's start with the scouts. So try to roll that 9. Hey, there you go. The scouts.
And let's use scout and soldier. And how did you kill a goblin, Tony?
Oh, I just step up and cleave it down.
Cleaved it down. That easy. And your other action, sir?
Okay, let's go for the spy.
Spy?
Oh, nope. I'm gonna take a wound. Let's see. Combat harm of a 2d8. Let's see what it says. A 9. A 9 tells me knocked prone. Take a knee and put down the dice. Any skill in play unique to your character alone is canceled. You'll need to successfully perform that again, but it ends your actions this turn. Lose all your actions next turn. Happens twice to the same character treat as event 12. If this occurs,
I think it wasn't so much the goblins knocking Tony prone as the rest of the party just said, "Let's take a knee, son, and let's take a rester here."
Take a knee, okay.
Greg, back to you. Would you like to roll your scholar, please?
Right. It always starts again too, though, scholar round. Or like it starts at the beginning. Once it's in play, doesn't continue to be in play.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, it was used by somebody else to form a tactic, and that tactic was used to kill a goblin.
I totally fail to bring scholar into play.
Scholar's not in battle. How about your ascetic?
I could go ahead and roll.
That would take an 11 on 2 dice.
Hey, might as well try, but nope.
And the other two, Conjurer and Sorcerer, probably would not help the battle. Mike may beg to differ. He may have found something that uses those in the annals of the tables. And also, you could do magic on a roll of a 9 and add a skill into play, a professional skill. Would you like to try magic?
Injury.
Sure. What's the worst that could happen?
Before you do that, Greg, let's roll a half D8 for the number of glory pips that you have.
All right. We'll just roll a D4. 2.
2. So you may use those as 2 pips in any dice roll, especially to cancel doubles and create an odd number, so no harm. And which skill did you want to put in play? A scholar, scout, soldier, thief, spy? You probably should pick something that would be with affinity that's harder to roll, like ascetic in your case. Would you like to add that?
Ascetic, yeah, sure.
And let's go over to Rusty. 2 goblins left, Rusty.
Although you might want to put one in play that Rusty doesn't have the option to put in play.
Yeah, but
is Rusty also a scholar?
Yes,
he is.
Yes.
I'll allow you to move it.
You could pick duelist or thief.
Or
thief
berserker.
would be good.
Berserker, that could be used by.
We'll move it to berserker, and sure. We're going to go over to Rusty. What would you like to bring in play, Rusty?
Scholar.
Okay. Need a 9.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's a painful one. Do you have a glory pip?
All right, I use a pip to make it a 3.
Break down. It's coming
okay,
apart.
You can continue and add other things into play.
The runway's coming up.
Like ascetic on 11, or you can pass.
I'll try and get aesthetic.
Okay. Missed it by 1. And I move over to Conrad. Conrad, what would you like to do?
Mariner.
Okay.
She's in, baby.
And we'll go ahead and combine that with Berserker, and we will eliminate one more goblin.
And then let's go with Berserker again for the 11. 10 is not 11, and let's go for the Thief for an 11. And 9 is not 11.
And Mike. Soldier for you, Mike? We might have finally lost Mike on his 8 hours of time difference.
He may be muted.
Count to 3, 2, 1. Guess what? The dice got easier.
Woohoo! Thank you, Mike.
Tony, looking for rolls of 8s.
Mike,
how about a scout on an 8?
He's showing he's muted, so he may still be here.
Scout of an 8. There it is.
There it is.
And
okay,
if you get the duelist.
No. Point of order, Mike. Point of order for Tony. He lost his actions this round.
That's
true. He took the knee.
That is true.
Yeah.
Somebody should not be cheating.
Well, then I guess I'll take my actions now that I'm back at the table.
Go ahead, Mike.
Back to 9.
Jump to 9.
Rolls are back to 9s.
Soldier,
go ahead and roll it.
1.
See,
9, you missed it.
It's an 8.
Bummer. Berserker for an 11. Oh, fail with doubles.
You got a glory pip, or do you want to suffer it?
I'll take it. I'm not wounded.
Okay. It could kill Tony though. Go ahead and roll me combat harm.
2d8.
Yep.
8.
An 8. Suffer a bruise cut wound. Mostly not an issue as long as the encounter ends before you receive another. Bruise cut for you, Mike. What else would you like?
I'll take me a bruise cut. Let me think. That was Berserker. Let's try that Duelist.
Okay.
Go away, Windows 11 widget. Windows 11 sucks. Fail, but not with a 10. No point doing a Tactician. I may as well. I'm gonna try magic to get that soldier up.
Okay.
Keep that telepathic
Give me a 9
going. There we go.
You're better at magic than you are at your skills, sir.
I know. I violated.
Greg, the scholar is already in play. You would need to make an ascetic roll on a roll of an 11 in order to have 2 and kill the last goblin.
I brought up.
Mike did soldier
with the magic.
So then, so soldier and scholar kills one, or did you just mark the wrong one?
I think I just marked the wrong one, or did I not? No, scholar was in play. That from the last time Greg was making a roll, or Rusty. Mike, how did you kill the final goblin in the room?
Oh, when I tried to do when I did the magic of the soldier, I got feedback from Greg's scholar, which taught me the goblin anatomy, and I did a precision cut through the. You would think that a goblin's major vein is in the side of his neck, like a human, but it's not. It's actually straight down the center.
Straight down the center.
Yep.
I'm going to put you back in this room because we only got about 10 minutes left to play. And as you explore the brass orb room, the artifact that Glasgow wants recovered has been put under glass. Breaking would bring all the goblins here right quick. The case is locked by a time dial. The dial has wheels with numbers. There is also a keyhole to override the timer on the brass magic lock, but there's no key in the area. Now, we saw a key earlier. Bund was using one to clean his ears. A metal gin inside the lock will warn anyone against trying to pick the mechanism. You naughty thief, if I get my hands on you, I'm going to pull your lungs out. Skilled delver could still try. Thief maybe, but could suffer magical mishap. Now, on the wall is the last clue you could need to solve our puzzle. And Gregor Rusty translates 5 plus 2 days plus 3 weeks equals the months in a year. Now, we're not gonna wrestle with this very long, but if we do you have the other 2 clues, Mike, handy? Or
yeah,
do you want me to
they're just above the third part that you just posted.
Thank you. So we have 2 hours plus a day plus a week equals in months the toes on your right foot. 1 hour plus 2 days plus 1 week equals the number of months of fingers on your left hand, and 5 hours plus 2 days plus 3 weeks equals the months of a year. I'll start with Greg. Do you have any idea what that is signaling on how it can make the code for the lock?
All right. Well, I'm just looking at it, but it looks like most likely hours, weeks, and months have a value. So basically, we'd have a linear algebra equation,
right?
With 3 equations, where 2x plus y equals toes on your right foot, so like equals 5z. Then we have 1x plus 1 plus y equals fingers on your left hand. That might be considered 4.
Well, even the simpler instead of ABC, H, M, or H, W, and M, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Solve for H, solve for W, solve for M, right?
X, Y, Z, ABC, and then 5A plus 2B equals 3B. Oh no, wait. Now we have weeks also. Did we have weeks up above?
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, plus.
And
yes,
I will not put you through a freshman level high school and solving those simultaneous equations. But I think you're going to find that if you try A equals 1 and B equals 2, that you're going to have the other one fall out pretty quickly as well.
And Greg, I think you wrote that second equation incorrect, because that was the second equation was 1A plus 2B.
That would be me. A plus
1C.
2B, right?
A plus 2B plus C equals 4, if Greg is right on the fingers of the left hand being 4.
Yes, he was right on that. And so, my mistake. So when you put in the combo of 1, 2, 1, the brass chamber with the orb.
So C is 0.
Will pop open.
C's 1, according to the first one. It would be.
Maybe I screwed it up.
No, because A is 1.
It says 1 hour plus 2 days
Oh,
plus a week equals months in the fingers.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
and most puzzles like this would be.
Hey. If the magic is flawed, the magic is flawed. I'll check my math one other day. You know how long ago it was I was in his
The wizard that wrote the puzzle lost an eye. What do you want him to do?
It's the guy's riding a giraffe, thinking it's a horse.
Fingers, for God's sakes, and not even a nose.
We're gonna edit this all in post, but well done, well done, Greg, to have reasoned that out. I'm sure most of the party would have done it as well, but our new scholar that shows up out of nowhere, the new Fred, has solved the puzzle.
So Fred, the only addition you'd add is change it to eyes, teeth, and ears, right? And then of course the trick is that the fact that the one guy had the nose, right? Subtract one for the nose, right? Like the Indiana Jones puzzle.
Subtract one for the nose. You never found the slave pit.
Yeah.
You never found the butchery.
Teeth, right.
Not that it matters. You did not find a second ambush point in the armory. You did not have to cross the filth pools. You did not have an ambush point here. And there was a couple more traps, but you did not have to do it. Well done. You have successfully navigated the Dusk Heart Rock. You return home. You collect your reward, probably a small amount of silver. There is also a few magic items you might have picked up inside of this adventure. But otherwise, that is it for the day. Any final questions?
We would have to contribute a fund into Tony's retirement.
Yes. Well, Tony would either...
So all the silver that we collected would have to go to Tony's retirement.
Yeah, either it would have to be that we would make sure that his next of kin twice were honored, or pay him to go to a different school besides the School of Scouting, because maybe you want to be a soldier after this and get yourself a big shield.
I'm sure there's plenty of intelligent creatures that will eat human flesh and pay well for it. So,
now you're thinking like the era 10. So
we could all chip in and get him like a real oak peg leg, and then like a real agate eye,
Wow, it definitely is a crap on Tony time. That's not nice.
The
guy got us all the way over here. Hey! I remind you of the swamp. I remind you of the forest. You did.
It's not a Tony character if he hasn't lost one hand.
Tony, I hope I'm not giving Fred's credit to you.
That's fine.
We would have brought Tony along, and then as he goes unconscious, the number becomes one less difficult.
All right.
Here's a question. Here's a rules related question, since this is also functioning as a tutorial for future viewers, if anyone's still listening. So we've completed a mission, which means everybody gets to go up a level. So we can either follow a progression path up to something else. So being a soldier, I could either go to Berserker and Duelist, or you can always go back to pick a level 0 adjective, right? Like if I move to Tactician, the level after that I could go back to Mariner or Scout?
You can always go back to Mariner, Soldier, Scout, and Scholar.
Okay.
You're overcomplicating this. You can always go back to Mariner, Soldier, Scout, and Scholar.
Okay.
So you're a soldier right now, Mike. You could jump to tactician if you want, or as you said, you could decide I want to be a Mariner as well, because that would give me a lot of other affinity skills.
Oh, yeah. I mean, probably being Mariner would be smart because that would get me Thief, Armsman, and Headsman as well.
It would. It would. Or picking Scholar and picking up the 3 over there. So, okay. That's all I got, Mike. Good hearing from you. Good luck with the inn. And hopefully everything is going good with your final purchase there. And let us know if there's anything we can do.
Yep. Appreciate it.
I'll talk to you all later.
Yeah, good hearing from you, Mike. What time is it your time?
It's 4:50 in the morning.
Ah, nice. But yeah, you guys are